it's Mike Andes, and I want to talk a little bit about whether or not you should have an enclosed trailer or if you should get one of these bad boys where we have no trailer at all. We call it our trailerless setup. Let me show you a couple of the reasons why we use the trailerless. We also have enclosed trailers, and that's why I started, but this has no trailer, and it's literally just a rack with a ramp on it. The reason we have that is these tight little areas, these kind of like alleyways, are really tight and hard to get trailers in, especially large trailers. And this is the dead end, so it's really hard to drive all the way from down there up this alleyway with a trailer and then have to turn around. So if you're in urban areas, these type of mowers and these racks, these setups are great. If you do not have to bag clippings, you can actually get a 48 or even up to a 60-inch mower in the back if you're especially a stand-on. It really is going to depend on the wheel wells in terms of how far you can get the deck inside there. This comes down, it's pretty simple to get into. If you're just getting started though, it's not a bad idea to have a enclosed trailer, simply because it's great for storage. The problem with this is everything's open to the elements. And yes, we have locks and everything, and it's pretty easy to just unlock everything. We keep a key for the locks on the same key that we have for all the trucks. So we have one of these, a truck key, and then we just simply have one key that opens up all of the locks for the racks. However, if you don't have enclosed storage or a security place where you can store everything securely, having an enclosed trailer is phenomenal because you can just lock it up and you're done with it. And a lot of times you can get storage for a trailer for the equivalent cost of parking a vehicle at a storage facility. So instead of having to buy an actual roll-up door where you have maybe 10 by 20 or some sort of space to store everything indoors, you just have the enclosed trailer and you can park it for usually a third of the cost and just lock it up at night. And it's really, really secure. It really comes down to two things: the type of equipment that you have. The bigger the equipment, typically you're gonna want more trailers. Like, you just can't get a ton of equipment in here. Like, we got a 25-inch Y Bravo push mower. I usually get a 21-inch mower as well. We have some bins, and it's not a ton of space. Even for this one's a 6.5-foot bed. 8-foot bed adds a little more space for like debris. We usually put a 48 standing mower and a push mower. That's kind of our standard setup. Or when we're in tight urban markets like I'm at now, where we're dealing with tiny little properties like this out there, where it's maybe 2,000, 3,000 square feet of lawn, then we're just using push mowers. Honestly, because like I can't get a zero turn through that gate. And a lot of these markets, these properties, because literally I have this house, the house next door, this house right in front of me, literally 3 back to back to back, and I don't want to have to move a trailer. It's be difficult. There's traffic and all the rest of it. Like, this is the back alleyway on the main road. There's a ton of traffic. It's really, really hard to find a spot if I had a trailer. And you got your truck, and then you got a gap, and then a massive trailer, and then you got to have the ramp come down. You're looking at, you need 30, 35 feet along a curb. And out there, I just know for sure it's almost impossible to get a parking spot, let alone 35, 40 feet along a curbside. So with this bad boy, I can drive right into the driveway. But it really comes down to storage. I think it's the biggest advantage when it comes to enclosed trailers. Two factors that you're really gonna be looking at whether or not you go with a setup like this is, number one, the size of your property, which is gonna dictate the type of equipment you're going to need. Smaller equipment typically works better for a setup like this. Secondarily is the your setup in terms of your shop space, the storage. If you don't have storage space, or you're parking like at your house, for example, an enclosed trailer is great. Throw a lock on it. It's super secure. You don't have to worry about people potentially breaking in, trying to get stuff off of your truck here, and it's all indoors. Like, it's all safe from the elements inside of an enclosed trailer. That's a huge positive, because during the winter, we have to take everything off of these racks and make sure that it's winterized and brought indoors so it doesn't stay out in the rain for 3 or 4 months when we're not using it. So that's kind of the delineation and the decision-making process I would use as to whether you should use enclosed trailers or ramp racks and a trailer setup like this.